Hello, and welcome to this course on building excellence in problem solving. And what we're going to do today is an introduction overview of the process. My name is Arun Singhal. I'm your management coach and mentor. I started my management journey way back 40 years back when I did my graduation, post graduation in marketing and finance from IIM Bangalore. After that, I was lucky to get into Hindustan Unilever as a management trainee, and I worked there 48 years in sales, marketing, and general management. Lucky to get general management at that early age. I was even luckier after the stint in Unilever to get into Johnson and Johnson, and I worked there for 16 years. Again, sales, marketing, general management, operations, and my last corporate assignment was in a company called Dumex. We were more known by our brands like Proteinix and Farex. And I was the managing director looking after the business there. 2007, thought of starting my own business. I set up this company called Enrichmenters, where we basically consult, coach, and counsel small individuals, small and medium enterprises like you to help you do better. Since my mission has been since then to pass on all the knowledge and skills that I have to people like you, all of you, and help you do even better than me. So, what are we going to do in this course on excellence and problem solving today? So, in this session, I'm going to give you an overview of how can you build excellence in your problem solving skills. All of you have problem solving skills. Now, how can we take it to a level of excellence? At the end of this particular modules, we will understand what is problem solving, a common understanding, because we might have a different understanding of this term. What do we do today? We'll look at that and see to solve problems. What do we do today to solve the problems? Then we'll understand that if we were to be classed as an excellence in problem solving, what are the excellence requirements? And then we will look at what are the various problem solving methodologies that you could possibly use to reach that excellence level. So, what is problem solving? Any thoughts about that? All right. On its simplest form, problem solving involves two things: one, a problem, and a solution, right? So it's obviously finding a solution for a problem that exists that you define as a problem. Shall we look at an example of problem solving? Now, this is a case that we will run through as an example to illustrate the excellence methodologies. So you are a major food processing company making oil, edible oil from corn and soybean. This is an American case, so you find corn there, and soybean, of course, is now in India also. There are 5 units that filter the oil that are located in one building. And you are the plant manager, head of the plant. And one day a problem is noticed, and a foreman rushes into your office and says, "Hey, sir, hey, ma'am, there is oil all over the floor in the filter house." What would you do? So the question for you is, what are the structural elements here? You want to take 30 seconds, think about it, and come back? What are the elements in this, and where are they? What are the problems? What are the structural elements here? Right, so let's look at, there are two elements, as we say in a problem solving: problem and solution, or an expected solution. You may not have a solution, but there may be an expected solution. So there are two things here, as you see on your screen. There is oil all over the floor of the filter house is the problem. Right? That's a problem, and we will understand why is that a problem, why something else is not a problem. And then there is an expectation of a solution. What would you do? What should we do? And that's an expected solution. So you see problem and solution in this case that we will take and run through during this course. So let's understand what is the structure of a problem. And we will use that example. Okay. What do you think are how do we structurally define a problem? Any thoughts? Want to take 30 seconds, think and come back about it? A strange question, but let's talk about it. Okay. So a structural problem is basically defined as the horizontal line that you see on the top is where the performance is. It should be. There is a line which is either going horizontally or a line which is going inclined upwards or downward, but there is a line that defines versus the time, past and present, what the performance should be. And then you have at some point of time, the performance starts going below that line. And in the present, you have a performance actual performance significantly lower than expected. And that's what we call as a deviation. And in this, something has happened at the point of time where the performance has started dipping below where it should be. And that's what we call a change. So a change has happened. Some changes happen in the history from where we see a performance dipping below what it should be and reaching a stage where it is today. Any questions here? All right. So let's look at, in this case, what does the problem, in our case, what the performance should be and what actually is. Any thoughts? Right. So the performance should be that there should be no oil in the floor. That's the normal, right? You don't expect in the filter house that is filtering the edible oil that the oil should be on the floor, right? So that's the should be performance. And something has happened a couple of days back or even yesterday, which has led to oil being on the floor. And that's the deviation. So actual performance is oil on the floor and the performance should be no oil on the floor and there's a deviation. So that's the structure of the problem in our example. What are other examples of a problem? Let's look at some examples to get an idea. So in a situation where there has been an introduction of computers, the managers and the staff is saying, since the time the computers have been introduced, we have had nothing but trouble. Trouble is another word for problem in getting our inventories balanced. Our inventory is physical and in the computer do not match. And I just don't understand. That's someone reacting. So that's a problem. You see the problem there? You see that normal one is the inventory should get balanced and the deviation is they are not getting balanced and the change is possibly from the time the computers were introduced. Emory Jackson was an employee, was referred to us as an outstanding engineer, right? But he certainly is not fulfilling expectations in the department. So again, there's a deviation of not fulfilling expectation. The expectation is he should be fulfilling expectation. There is something that has happened in the past. So this problem is appearing. Our number 11 paper machine never produces more than 80% of its design capacity, no matter what we try. So it is expected the number 11 paper machine should produce more than 80% of its design capacity, but it's never done doing that, no matter whatever you do. So that also is a problem. The fourth example we can look at is some days we meet, we schedule without any trouble. That's the expectation, right? Normal thing, should be. Other days we can't meet them at all, and that's the deviation. There just doesn't seem to be any good reason for discrepancy. And you see another thread running, it is we don't understand what is causing this. The last one that I want to take as an example to use, the system worked well for months. So that's a normal. That's a should be performance. Then in the middle of the morning, 3 weeks ago, something happened and it went dead. It's not working at all. It still is dead. And we don't have slightest idea what happened. So these are some examples of the problem. So how would we solve these problems today? You want to think about it, 30 seconds, very important steps. Take 30 seconds, note down on a piece of paper in your mind and let's tally back. No, is this how you do it or you do it differently? All right. So let's look at how do we do today. Most of us do. Most of the people think of the possible solution. As soon as the problem is occurred, oil in the floor, we think of all the possible solution based on our own knowledge and experience of similar things. So when did the oil, we get the same kind of oil in the floor if we were the employees of that oil filter company. And we will start thinking of the solutions. And then we choose one of the solutions to apply and say, hey, this is what happened last time. I think we should try this. Now, if we are lucky, the problem gets addressed for some time. Please remember importance, for some time. But then it comes back after a period, 3 days, 4 days, a week, 2 months, and the problem comes back again. And if we are unlucky, the problem doesn't go away at all. It persists. The oil stays on the floor. It doesn't go away. So the question is, why does the problem persist or come back again? Isn't it? So why does the problem persist or occur again? What is your thinking? Want to take some 30 seconds to think about it? If you require, pause the video and come back. Okay. Let me share with you my understanding is. See, as you see on the screen, we normally jump from solving a problem to straight away finding the solutions, and we do not analyze the problem to find what is called the root cause of the problem before offering a solution. And this is not only my understanding based on what I have seen in my life, but also feedback from many of the recruiters, from many of the students. They say, hey, your people, when we ask them a problem, they don't even think about finding the cause. They straight away jump to solutions. So our tendency is to jump to solutions. And that's because our mind works very fast. And no one has systematically taught us to look for a root cause. So we don't do what is called a problem analysis. So what is excellence in problem solving then? So this is where excellence in problem solving comes. The excellence in problem solving requires us to find the root cause of the problem by doing the problem analysis so that we find the solution that will remove the root cause and the problem will not recur. That is what is excellence in problem. What are the payoffs for solving problem in excellent manner? If you solve problem in a usual manner, the problem will keep recurring, right? And you will keep addressing your time. You will keep spending your time in solving the same problem again and again and and that can get frustrating for everyone in the company and for yourself. But if you solve the problem in an excellent way by finding the root cause, by doing the problem analysis, problem won't come back again. And won't that release time for you to do a lot of other things that you wanted to do? Right, so what is problem analysis? Let's define problem analysis. Your thoughts? 30 seconds. Pause the video, come back. You know the drill now. Okay, so let me share with you what is the problem analysis. See, problem analysis provides you the skill that can explain any situation in which the expected level of performance is not being achieved, actually is lower, and the cause of the unacceptable performance is unknown. We saw all those examples, 5 examples. People keep saying, we have no idea what is causing the problem. So a problem analysis provides you the skill to explain the situation by finding the root cause, and in which you do not have the cause is not known. It's a systematic problem-solving process. So there is a step-by-step approach that you will see later on. It helps you identify the root cause or causes as required of a problem so that when you are taking appropriate corrective action, you are sure that it will correct the problem and prevent it from reoccurring. You are not fixing the problem, but you are finding a long-term solution to the problem. Make sense? Wonderful. So what are the possible methodologies that you can use for problem solving? Any thoughts? What do you guys think? Okay. So let me share with you what are the various methodologies, and there are more. I've listed only a few as an example here. So this root cause analysis or problem analysis I'm listing here you 6, and we will go into these details. There is what is called a KT problem solving methodology. There is a 5-why analysis. We will see what that is. There is a Ishikawa diagram, also known as a fishbone diagram, which is what you see on the screen here as a diagram. It looks like a fishbone, so it's called fishbone diagram and Ishikawa diagram. Then there is something called Pareto analysis, a fault tree analysis, and FMEA, failure mode and effect. And each of them you will see has a particular application, a usefulness, and we will talk about that in the next module when we talk about these methodologies in detail. So what did we learn in this module? What we learned in this module is problem solving is about finding a solution that will remove the deviation from a should-be state occurring in a problem. So that's the problem solving definition. Most of the time, and most of us jump to finding a favorite solution to the problem without finding the root cause of the problem based on our experience, knowledge, and thinking. And this leads to either problem persisting, not going away, or recurring, coming back after a time period. Now, excellence in problem solving requires us to find the root cause of the problem by doing the problem analysis so that we know the solution will remove the root cause. Remove the root cause is important, and the problem will not come back again, will not recur. And we can do this by doing a step of problem analysis before generating the possible solutions. So the steps normally which are problem solving to solution, we should say solution should wait. Let me first figure out what are the root causes or cause of the problem recurring. Then I will look at the solution. And this is what most of the recruiters are looking at. They say we don't care about the solution. What we really want to know is the person, is the interviewee or the student really trying to find the root cause, asking the right questions to find the root cause. So problem analysis is a systematic approach that helps you identify the root cause or causes of a problem so that you are sure of the right solution that can correct the problem and prevent from happening. It solves the problem and also doesn't allow it to come back again. And we talked about 6 methodologies at this point of time. There are more as we go along and see in the second module. And these were like 5 why analysis, Ishikawa diagram or fishbone diagram, Pareto analysis, fault tree analysis, FME and KT problem analysis that can be used depending on the case and requirements. So what can you expect in the next module? Obviously, in the next module, we start looking at these methodologies, various problem-solving methodologies in terms of what they are, what is their use, when can we use them, etc., etc. So thank you so much for watching this introduction and overview of excellence in problem solving. I hope you have beginning to enjoy this session, very interesting session on problem solving, which is the second most important skill the recruiters are looking for. So look forward to seeing you again and learning this very, very important skill for your career as well as for life.